Hi friends, welcome back to our channel. Since you have clicked into this video, you're probably thinking about creating and following a budget. Having a budget is key to reaching your financial goals, whether they are short-term like saving up for a rainy day fund or long-term like retirement. But where do you even start when it comes to creating a budget? Well, one popular method is called the 50-30-20 rule of thumb for budgeting. It's simple and easy to implement that almost certainly will help you save some money at the end of each month, which is why I personally love it so much. In this video, we're going to be discussing what the 50-30-20 rule of thumb for budgeting is and how you can use it to create your own budget. So without further ado, let's get started. So what is the 50-30-20 rule? Well, it's quite simple actually. Spending 50% of your after-tax income on essentials like housing, food, transportation, and healthcare. Then 30% of your after-tax income on wants like entertainment, travel, and dining out. Lastly, 20% of your after-tax income should go towards savings and debt repayment. Now let's break this down a little bit further so you can get a better understanding of how this works. 50% on essentials. This includes your housing costs, which could be your mortgage or rent payments, as well as utilities, grocery, and transportation costs. Basically, anything that you need in order to live a comfortable life should fall into this category. 30% wants. This is the fun stuff that you spend your money on, like entertainment, travel, and dining out. Now, this doesn't mean that you can never spend money on these things, but you should be aware of how much you're spending in this category so that you don't start eating into your savings. 20 on savings and debt repayment. This is probably the most important category in my opinion. This is where you put your money towards saving goals, like an emergency fund or retirement, as well as debt repayment. It's important to have a plan for this category so that you're making headway on your financial goals. So it all sounds pretty straightforward, right? Well, the hard part when implementing this is sometimes it's hard to put your spending into the right category. For example, is your coffee budget a want or an essential? It depends. For me, my brain won't function properly if I don't have my morning coffee, so it's a need. But if you're someone who can skip a cup of coffee and not think twice about it, then it would be considered a want. Or your homemade coffee can be a need, and your fancy pumpkin spice lattes can be a want, right? It's really up to you to decide what is a want and what is a need. It's all about what works for you and your lifestyle. Everyone's life is different, and we can't take this rule too literally. So take some time to sit down and think about what your essential expenses are and where you can cut back on your spending in the wants category. Why use the 50-30-20 budget rule? For me, and for a lot of people, this budgeting method just makes sense. You're still able to live a comfortable life and enjoy your money, but you're also being mindful of your spending and putting some away for savings. Most of us tend to spend too much and save too little. So this is a method that can help us get our spending under control. Like I know at the end of each month, I'm saving 20% of my income. Another great thing about this budgeting method is that it's simple. You don't have to overthink or stress about where every dollar is going. You just need to focus on the 3 main categories and make sure that you're staying within your budget. If you break your expenses down into these 3 categories, it can be a lot easier to see where you're overspending and where you can cut back. For example, let's say you spend $100 on coffee every month. So if you cut your coffee budget down to $50, you would then have $50 more to put towards your savings or debt repayment goals, and vice versa. Let's say I got a new job and it's a lot further away from where I'm staying. Then my transportation costs would go up because I would have to buy a car or get a monthly train pass. But if I stay within my budget and only allocate $100 for transportation, then I would need to either find another way to get to work or look for a new job that gives me a higher salary. And frankly, this is why I love recommending these budgeting methods to my friends. You can easily make adjustments to your budget as your life changes. And it's a great way to get started with budgeting if you have never done it before. Now, if you're new to budgeting, here are some tips on how to get started with the 50-30-20 budget rule. First, try to track your spending at all time. I know it can be hard to do, especially if you're used to spending without thinking about it. But for at least a month, try to track every single purchase that you make. This will help you get an idea of where your money is going. If you have trouble tracking your spending, there are a lot of great apps out there that can help you with this, like Mint or You Need a Budget. Most of them come with a free version and can be auto-synced with your bank account so you don't have to do the work. They may even have the ability to put the transactions into categories for you, so I highly recommend giving them a try if you have not yet done so. Second, sit down at the beginning of each month and figure out how much money you have coming in. This is basically your monthly income. Let's say you make $4,000 a month, then take a look at your spending from the previous month and start allocating your expenses into 3 categories. Remember, 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for saving and debt repayment. And when you're doing this calculation, be sure you're using your net income, which is your income after taxes. This will give you a more accurate number to work with. Finally, you might want to plan things ahead. For example, if you know that you'll need to buy a car in the next few months, start setting money aside each month so that you have the cash to pay for it when the time comes. This is what we call saving up in advance. If you can do all of these things, then you are well on your path to reach healthy financial future. Just remember to be patient and consistent with your budgeting. And don't give up if you have a few setbacks along the way. We all make mistakes, but as long as you learn from them, then you'll be just fine. I hope this video was helpful in explaining the 50-30-20 budget rule and how you can use it to help manage your finances. This is Money Therapy, a channel to help you better understand your finances and make better decisions with your money. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.